Whitney Wolfe, co-founder of Bumble, was once known as the queen bee of dating apps.
Women can make the first move. Women are equal. And that's why we set out to do that in dating and then friendship. And here we are at business and networking.
Much later.
Austin-based Bumble is laying off around 350 employees. That's nearly a third of its workforce. The layoffs are part of a restructuring plan after a disappointing fourth quarter. Layoffs for some employees will be immediate. Others will go through a consultation process, which will conclude in April.
Well, it seems Bumble is having a bit of a hard time among other dating apps. I wonder why.
I have a love-hate relationship with Bumble because I like the app as a whole, but I don't always love that girls have to message first. I know, poor me.
Someone please explain to me why. I have over 3,000 people that want to match with me. And nearby, almost 2,000. And I seem to only swipe right on people that are not in the 3,000. How is that possible? How is that happening? Someone did actually match with me today, so I did message them. But other than that, like, why do I keep swiping on people that are not in the 3,000? 3,000! And I can't even get the one in there? What?
You cannot convince me that Bumble guys are not sus. This is an app that requires women to message first. And there lays the first problem. You're basically self-selecting for entitled, lazy guys who want the woman to message first. It's an uneven playing field and there isn't like a equal, power dynamic there. On top of that, it tends to attract like tech bros and guys in like sales or finance. It's pretty white. No offense to white people, but it's like really white. And yeah, the photos, the people, everything about it is heavily curated. It's like for guys that just like have this ego about them. So while Tinder and Hinge may not be like the best apps out there, at least, they have an equal power dynamic where both genders can message the other person first. And yeah, if I were you, I would just like avoid Bumble and run for the hills.
And now the New York Post reports Bumble is now rethinking women making the first move on the app. It feels like a burden. Well, I would argue that this niche was a nice move at first. I believe when its IPO opened, it was around $70+ per share. Now it's down to, well, we'll get into that. October 13th, 2024. Ladies first, but possibly not for long. The CEO of Bumble, the dating app where women are required to message first, is rethinking the app's signature feature. Since its founding in 2014, the selling point of Bumble was that women make the first move as a mission of female empowerment. Yes! We need more empowerment for females. Yes, more. Does female empowerment include asking a guy who she just met online that she would need a push gift? I had never heard of the term push gift until I did online dating. I was talking to a girl. Initial discussion. Okay, we just beginning to know each other. Hadn't even met yet. Haven't even had a phone call. We just matched. And we're just talking. And I'm asking her, hey, what are the things that are most important to you? Like, name 3 things. And out of 3 things, she said push gift was number 1 over medical history. You don't believe me? Here it is. Here's the conversation. Read it at your leisure. Obviously, I'm the guy on the right. She's on the left. Push gift number 1. Number 1.
What is this? What service fee?
A service fee for my services.
What? 25 grand for you to do what?
What do you mean? Do you think I'm doing this for free?
You
serious?
Hot take, but I think push presents are stupid. Psych, boy. I don't know how else my daughter is supposed to get here if my wife doesn't have her, and you don't think I'm gonna get her a push present? Because I'm not delivering the baby. And I checked, and the stork is not a thing. And neither is Santa. I'm joking. Santa is real. And my wife's on the naughty list. She's not naughty enough to not get a push present. The car seat doesn't fit in our car, so I'm thinking maybe she wants a truck. Next thing, and probably my personal favorite, is a grill. My wife's been nesting a lot. Grills are faster than ovens. It just makes a lot of sense. She's in her homemaker era. Last thing, power tools. And if she has her own tools, she won't have to ask me to build stuff. To be honest, her push present is the child. I put a D1 baby in her, and that's what she's getting.
My nigga.
Moving on, suffice it to say, we did not go out on a date. Hey guys, quick pause. If you're enjoying what you're hearing so far, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Comment below. Let everyone know what you think of dating apps as a whole. Have you used it in the past? Are you currently using it? Or are you going to use it in the future? And what's your dating experience been like using these apps? Comment below. Also, I do have a Rumble account I'm trying to grow, but I need your help to get those numbers up. The link is in the description below. Please take a moment to go over there and subscribe. There could be exclusive videos that I put up there that I can't put on YouTube because of their terms of service. So if you have a moment, please do that as well. And now back to the video. When members of the opposite sex match on Bumble, women are required to make the first move, shifting old-fashioned power dynamics and encouraging equality from the start, the website explains. As the app grew over the years, the concept shifted as it made room for more users. With the LGBTQ+ users, for example, women can message other women first and men can message other men first. In 2022, Bumble expanded the gender identity options and allowed non-binary users to message anyone first as well. Let me hold off right there. So the whole niche, the whole thing, the gimmick with Bumble was for women to match men, make the first move, which is, again, rare. I mean, women are not rare, but let's be honest. Women don't like making the first move in general. They like men to step up, put their guard down, take the risk, be bold, and make the move. In general, there could be some women that make the first move, but let's be honest, even if they do that, the guy generally may respond more negatively than positively. I mean, the guy usually wants to be on the hunt, okay, to get the girl, to do what it takes to chase. He kind of gets a thrill by it. And women doing that, most likely, guys will kind of get turned off of it. Now, some guys may like it. Like, okay, cool. She came to me. All right, fine. But I think more women prefer the guy making the first move. What do you think? Leave a comment below. Also, what do you do in a situation when two people come together who identify as non-binary? Who makes the first move then? And how about two men and two women? Who makes first move in those two cases? You see, you had a niche, which again, I admit, looked good in the beginning. However, ultimately, nature takes its course. Men usually approach women. And if you try to appease everyone, you'll win no one. Now Bumble's new CEO, Lydiane Jones, who took over the position from Bumble's founder, Whitney Wolfe Herd, after she stepped down at the first of the year, told Fortune that she's reconsidering women making their first move entirely. Now, a little backstory. Whitney Herd, who you saw in the beginning of this video, founded Bumble after she had left Tinder, which she co-founded. And by the way, she left with filing a sexual harassment suit against the company. Yeah. So she took that money she gave from Tinder and moved it to Bumble, started Bumble, and then she stepped out from Bumble. I think at one point she was worth $1.2 billion. And again, that's when the stock price was in the 70s. But now it's down to, I believe, in the teens. And she's worth about 500 million now. Now, of course, 500 million is still a lot of money, but it's far from what she had when the stock price was at its peak. All these other dating apps are at its peak as well. But what's happening? What's happening? Because it's not just Bumble. Other dating apps are struggling as well. Some more than others. I think places like Hinge are doing pretty good, and maybe Match as well. But does anyone really go on Plenty of Fish anymore? That's like the gutter. I mean, I think that was the gutter from day one. Like the scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like you scrape the barrel, you see the bottom, and you scrape more to discover there's even more bottom that you haven't touched yet. That's Plenty of Fish. It's obviously been our signature, Jones told the outlet, but it feels like a burden for a subset of our customers today. The new CEO, by the way. What it means to be an empowered woman today is that you feel in control of your experience, she added. Reconsideration allegedly didn't start with Jones and was something Heard had taken into consideration as well. Bumble is currently testing different options in New Zealand and Australia for a relaunch that will happen later this year. One option includes providing women with pre-written messages, Fortune reported. Oh, pre-written messages, meaning that women, again, need assistance to make a move, which innately they don't want to do in the first place. They don't want to do. Let's be honest. Guys, they have to make the move. They have to be bold. Look, you're behind a computer, behind the screen, and you can type. That's one thing. But even women coming up to a guy in person, that's a whole nother story. And they don't even do that. Rarely do that. AI generated first messages are already available on Bumble FF, the version of Bumble for finding platonic friendships. Another option is allowing men to make the first move, which would be a big shift from the app's original decade-long mission. You mean they're going to go back to what works? Actually, they're not even going back to it. They're adapting something that works. Obviously, because that little niche idea isn't being profitable, which they need. They're a publicly traded company that have to report their quarterly earnings. And if it's not making money, people pull out, put money to other things, and the product crashes. In February, Bumble announced plans to lay off 350 employees, reducing its headcount by 30%, 1/3 of its workforce, as part of a larger restructuring plan. So what do you all think about dating apps? My opinion about dating apps is that it's an option. It's an option to add to your arsenal. If you're looking for that potential spouse, I don't say partner, I say spouse, because I think partner is just a way to look at marriage as a business arrangement, even though sometimes people look at it as a business arrangement. I believe that adding online dating to your arsenal just gives you more options. However, I also believe that a lot of men, because let's be honest, men use these dating apps much more than women and contribute financial payments to these apps more so than women. Ask a woman if she's actually paid for a subscription to any of these apps at all versus men, and you'll see the number difference. I think a lot of men are pulling away from these apps because they believe that these women are flaky. They go on foodie dates, the quality of woman, the women get bored quickly and they want to go to another guy. They play guys along, they finesse them, and guys are catching up. Guys are, figuring things out. Also, there's a lot of content out there today, the red pill stuff, dating coaches, and the people are kind of waking up to what's going on with online dating as a whole, how women are using it to their advantage, but not in a good way, not in an honest way, in a way that is beneficial for both parties. And so guys are pulling out, and that's why I see the revenue in places like Bumble dwindle, because do you think women are putting money into this? Now, maybe some do, but the majority are men. The majority of the money coming in are from men. So I think online dating is an option, but it shouldn't be the option. Men should go out, interact with women, maybe in a common activity that you both enjoy. You see each other, lock eyes. It could be anywhere, supermarket, library, whatever. But I think the old-fashioned men approach women. Women give cues that she's interested. Maybe a smile, eye contact, what have you, fix her hair, what have you. But men making that move, women being receptive, getting to know each other. I think that's something that's timeless. It's worked in the past, it works now, and it'll work well into the future. But these dating apps, I have a feeling that the numbers are going to get smaller and smaller, or they may change their whole format. You can't use this free product anymore. If you want to use dating app, if you want to be serious, you have to pay this much a month off the break. No more bots, no more fake accounts, no more women putting up an account just to promote their Instagram. They have to pay upfront. Men and women have to pay upfront to use the app. And there are some apps out there like that, but people would rather use an app that's free. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Get the conversation going. And until the next one, take care.